Hello everybody, Marlene, aka Snow Gardener 307. It has been a couple months since we checked in on our sinking funds, so we are here for a long video today. We're going to do some sinking funds, and we're going to go ahead and do a tiny bit of savings challenges all the way at the end. I am super excited with the changes in the sinking funds. Just in case you didn't know, I quit my full-time job as a sheriff's deputy, and I now only work my personal business, which is Snow Gardener 307. We've also had some changes in finances for other reasons, so I'll go ahead and talk about those as we add up all of the sinking funds.
Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good.
I have not added up the total yet myself, you guys, so this is going to be a huge surprise. And of course, I mentioned that there was a big change in our finances because, of course, I quit my full-time job. I retired early. There's also another big change because my stepfather did pass away. Now, quite a bit of everything is in probate. However, there was some money that was not involved in probate. So you're going to see some big differences here. I'm going to let you guys know when there is a big difference, let you know that, hey, this money came from that, because I am here to be real with you guys. You guys know that I always show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So we're going to go ahead and start off with our adulting binder, and we're going to start off with our auto insurance. This is something that my husband, myself, as well as my 2 young adult children put in for. They pay me every single month for this, and in turn, I move it into this sinking fund. And I like having a sinking fund for auto insurance by itself because it is a large expense. So just in case you've never been here before for one of my videos, I'm going to go ahead and put the date right here, 5/16/25. I am hopeful you guys will see it today, but we shall see if that happens. I have some money in the bank and I have other money in cash. So right here for auto insurance, I do not have any cash, and I'm going to try to be very good at trying to pay attention to the details today. And so we've got 1,000, 500, 600, 700, so 17, 20, 35, 6, and 7. So we have got 1737. I do not worry about dollars and cents. Well, I do worry about dollars, but I don't worry about cents. So in the actual auto insurance, there it may be $1,737.99 or something like that. I don't worry about that. Then I have my auto sinking fund, and this is just for me. My goal for this one is to be able to pay for my next car in cash. You guys, that's going to take a lot of money, and it hasn't been my highest priority yet, but I am excited with how much is in here so far. All right, let's try this again. I had started before, but then the dog started barking. So I'm not sure exactly where I left off. We're going to go ahead and count emergency fund. I don't have any cash. This is all in the bank. This is something that has changed drastically. I was able to add $20,000 to my emergency fund, thanks to my stepdad. And so you're going to see this is a pretty large number. This is the most I've ever had, I think, in emergency savings. I was trying to remember how high up my emergency savings was before the storm hit, a year and a half ago. We've been battling that storm ever since. So I have got 20,000. I went ahead and changed this one into 20,000. This is Drew Ready Budget Go. So 20,000. So I've got 20, 30, 31, 32, 33,100, 50, 60, 1, 2, and 3. Absolutely amazing. I feel very blessed. Of course, I have worked my hiney off to add up as much as I can into my emergency savings, doing little savings challenges, because every bit adds up. So that is a large change. And like I said, I feel very blessed for that because I am self-employed. I am trying to get to 1 year in emergency savings. And for me, honestly, I think somewhere between 50 and 60,000 in emergency savings is going to be my ideal goal. Next, we have land tax. My husband and I own property. And you could tell I put in amounts in here. And it's obviously got 5s and 20s. There we go. All right, so let's take a look. And so we have got 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 182. Let me count that again. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 65, 75, 80, 1, and 2. Did I do that right? 182. So 182 in cash. I do keep this in cash because with my county, if I pay with a debit card or a credit card, they do charge a percent, and I just don't want to. We pay our land tax quarterly, and so I know that it's went up. I have not figured out yet what it is going up to. The back here that I have is our taxes from this last year was what it was. And so let's get into pets. Now pets, we do have cash and we do have a bank balance as well, because we do have things that we pay for, like the groomer, things like that, that I'd like to be able to pay with cash. So with cash, we've got 100, 250, 350, 370, 390, 410, 430, 40, 50, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 454. Oh my goodness, you guys, when I get a 50 like that, it is so hard to keep track of everything. And then for our placeholders, we've got 1,000, 500, 600, 700, 850. This is one that we definitely need to bump up. The vet, of course, you know, we have 5 pets. We have 2 cats and 3 dogs, and those add up so quickly. So right now we have 2,304. Ideally, I believe that I would like to have a $5,000 bank balance for the cats and dogs and not touch it for anything. Like that would be like their little mini emergency fund. And so once it gets to 5,000, then anything else will be used on the vet and stuff like that. So this is our home sinking fund. This is another one that is smaller than I would like because, of course, with a home, when you own a home, if you've got something that you need to fix, it adds up very quickly. And so you can hear the dogs barking. And so we've got $50 in cash. Sometimes I keep a little bit in there, but not very often. And in the bank, we have got 1,000, 5, 6, 7, 8, so $1,816. So 1816. And of course, I mean, that is nothing. And so right now, my husband and I, we each put $50 a month in. And then I do have a divider in my wallet that we put money for home in there. And if there's anything left at the end of the month that we don't spend on home related stuff, it goes into here as well. But again, not very much. Now, of course, if something happens to the home and we need something big, then obviously the emergency fund can be used as well, because this is basically a home emergency fund. Some people ask me, why do I have so many different categories? And for me, the reason why I have so many different categories is because it works for me. It works for my brain. And I think that that is the most important. Do it so it works for you. If you want to have one great big account and everything comes out of that, that's awesome. For me, I feel more stable having all the different ones. So for subscriptions, I've got 20, 30, 40, and 5 in cash. And then in the bank, I've got a whopping $28 in the bank. And of course, you know, some things are not going to be super, super high. And another thing, remember that truly your sinking funds are there to be utilized. And so I know I had a hard time when I started doing my sinking funds. I didn't want to use them, right? Because I wanted them always to stay up higher. Okay, and then for Sam's Club, we've got $300 in the bank. So 300 there. Perfect and amazing. And that is just our monthly spending. Sometimes I let it pile up a little bit higher. So if I want to do a large purchase, I can. I'm going to go ahead and scooch this over to the side. So let's see how much is in this binder. Now, of course, most of this is in the bank. You guys know I don't have all of this emergency money in the house. So $1,737 plus $2,850 plus $33,163. That is amazing. Plus $1,850. What am I doing? I'm adding the wrong column. I need to add this column over here. $1,737, $2,850, $33,163, $182, $2,304, $1,866, $73, and $300. Whoo, you guys, that's amazing. So the binder total is $42,475. Now I do have to tell you guys that you know, my stepfather passing away, you know, people pass away, you know, stuff like that happens. But for me, the timing of it, of course, it's always difficult when somebody passes away. But one of my friends said, you know, because I took a huge leap of faith, I left the sheriff's office for my own mental health. And she said this was meant to be, because now I've got that extra little bit of financial security to be able to breathe a little bit. Because this last month, I'm sure some of you guys have noticed, I have not worked near as much as normal. And actually, I would say it's probably closer to the last 2 months or more, because my stepdad was sick for quite a while before he did pass away. And it's just a little bit over a month since he did pass away. But, you know, it's like everything happens for a reason. And so let's go ahead and add this up. I've got a note in here that I keep in here all the time from my friend Erin. And so I pull that out. So we have got cash balance. This is for giving. It's my Christmas miracle envelope. And so let's see what we've got in cash. 20, 35, 41, 2, and 3. I do keep a little bit of cash in my giving envelope just in case, like, for example, somebody's selling Girl Scout cookies, right? Super easy. Buy a couple boxes of Girl Scout cookies. Not that many people come around fundraising door to door, but, you know, if I'm somewhere and, you know, I've got some cash, I can go ahead and swap it out. So we've got $552 in giving. And the giving fund is always going up and down. I truly use it as a sinking fund. And my husband and I both feel the same way. If it's a larger giving project, oftentimes I will ask my hubby if he wants to put in for it as well. And we will determine together how much we're going to put in. Now, Christmas only has $50 in it. Now, before you guys freak out, I have already booked a Christmas trip for my adult children. And so I'm just starting to save a little bit of money now because I do want to have a few gifts for Christmas, but the gift is already paid for. The cruise is already paid for. And so we've got holidays. This is everything but Christmas. So if I need a little bit of money for Thanksgiving, or I want to buy something cute for one of the other holidays. So we've got 51, 20, 40, 60, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 164 in cash. Nothing in the bank for that. And when my kids were littler, I used to spend way more on the various holidays, but now I just don't spend as much. Okay, so now we've got birthday money. All right, so I've got a wad of cash right here. I'm not going to count this wad of cash. And the reason why I'm not going to count it is because this is basically already spent. I'm just keeping it here. This is for Peyton's birthday, which was last month, but we are going to be going, in less than 3 weeks or so, we're headed to Matt Rife. So this money is for that. So we're going to pretend like that's already gone. So Peyton has $40 in his birthday envelope. So $40 for him. And nothing in the bank. And then for me, I have got this money bound up, and it's funny because this one, my birthday hasn't come along yet, but this is because I finished out that birthday tracker. And so my birthday is in about 3 weeks. And so let's go ahead and add this one up. I know it seems weird to do something different, but Peyton's money, his birthday has already passed, so there was a new amount to go towards the next year. So I have 100, 20, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, and 80. So 180, right? Yes, I started doubting myself. And that's because normally the birthday funds are higher than that, but I took part of my birthday money for the Matt Rife tickets. So I'm going to leave that bundled up just like that. This will be going to Matt Rife as well. And so that will give me some spending money. I am so excited. He's so funny. I don't know if you guys know or not, but he has a book and I listened to it on Audible and I really enjoyed it. All right, so now to Bridger's birthday. There is no mad stacks of cash anywhere, but the bills are all out of order. So we've got 20, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, and 80. And he is lower than normal too because I gave him money towards his last tattoo appointment. My husband is getting a full leg sleeve, and the artist is absolutely amazing. but it's going to take a lot. Like his last edition is an octopus on the front of his leg, down on his shin. It's gorgeous, you guys. So 20, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 66, 67 for Julia's birthday. I feel like she should have more than that. Did we take money out of Julia's birthday? I feel like we did. I can't remember what for, but I know we did. All right, then we've got gifts. And so I've got $100 in the bank. Oh, we've got two different things on the same line. So we're going to do gifts first. We've got 100. And then in cash, I've got 220. And this is for any gifts that I want to give. Birthdays, graduations, baby shower, you know, wedding, anything like that. And then we've got celebrations. And celebrations doesn't have anything in the bank. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 20, 30, 1, or 332. Okay. So we're going to add this on the calculator because if not, Marlene will do something wrong. So 652 between gifts and celebrations. And so the reason why I have a celebration envelope is this is if I want to celebrate something, somebody. It can include possibly a special meal, or it can, you know, maybe be a special gift or something like that. So let's add this one up. It's not going to be near as impressive as the last one. So 595, 50, 164, 40, 180, 80, 67, and 652. So $1,828. And normally this time of year, there would be quite a bit more money in there. But because I bought that vacation for Christmas, it's just not there. All right, so now we need to grab out the fun spending. And I always try to forget my own dang ones. I know it's one of the glittery ones, but that's about all I can ever remember. And I'm just going to keep adding these and sliding these around. So fun spending. No, I still grabbed the wrong one. I grabbed the purple one first. I should have stayed with it. The blue one is savings challenges. Oh no! I'm dropping the plants on the puppy over here. Poor Athena. Good thing is she's a-okay. All right, fun spending. I don't even know my own dang binders, and I haven't changed them. These have been the same for quite some time. So for fun spending, the first thing you're going to see is a couple $100 bills in the front. This is my grocery money for the rest of the month. So we don't count it because I don't count what's in my wallet or anything like that. And so I've got books, but truly this is just my spending money on something that I want to do for a hobby. So I've got $3 there, 50 there. So we've got $53. And because I've got quite a few books in Audible, I shouldn't be needing to buy anything like that. Let's get into my money. Here we've got all the $2 from my friend Kathy over at Kathy's Cash and Coin. But I did go ahead and add $100 in there for myself. And so we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14. So we have $114. And I do believe I'm going to start putting more money into this. And so this can be like my guilt-free money that I give myself each month. Start putting money in there that I want to spend. Okay, so Peyton's got $50. Julia's got $50 in cash. And I feel like a broken record when I explain to you guys what these are for. But of course, there's always new people. And so for these right here, that's so that I can take them out to lunch, have a coffee with them, something like that, because we live in different towns. Now, garden. I did go buy some flowers. They're in my garage because, of course, it's snowing here in Wyoming still. But I did go, and so right now I know that I believe I've spent about $550, but I haven't taken it out of here yet. And so I've got $1,550, and that's all in the bank. And so I just need to add up my 2 receipts. There will be more. I spend a lot of money on flowers, you guys. I have done this for years. It's my passion project. Even when I didn't have as much money, it is something that I always saved for. And so we've got clothes. What do I have in clothes? So I've got 100, 200, 50, 75. So 275 in the bank. And my gardening season is not where I thought it would be this year with everything that's happened between leaving my job and my stepfather being sick. I haven't even started in my yard yet. And so it is what it is. So personal care. There's quite a bit of cash in here. And that's because I got extra cash with my last paycheck from the sheriff's office because I wanted to make sure that I had enough in here for probably at least 2, if not 3 months of self-care. And that includes massages, getting my hair done, getting a pedicure, you know, anything like that that I want. And so let's count it out. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 500, 56, 650. We're going to put that in because if I try to add with all of this, I'm going to mess it up. So 650, 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 80, 92. So let's add 200 in. 10, 20, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75. Right? I should just trust myself, but I just don't. So there's $925 in my self-care, in my personal care. And I am at a point where I have, you know, worked several years. In the past couple years, I have worked my hiney off with working a full-time job and doing my business. And so I don't apologize for the money that I spend on myself. I used to apologize, but self-care is so important. Now, one thing with self-care, it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. You know, self-care, curling up, reading a book, doing your favorite hobby, going for a walk, right? Getting out of the house. That is one thing that I'm failing at right now. I think it will be better once the weather gets warmer, but I know I live in Wyoming at 7,200 feet, but I'm not a huge fan of cold weather. All right, let's see how much this page is worth right here. So 42475 plus 1828 plus 3017. So the first page total is 47320. We have 2 more pages, you guys. I told you this was going to be a long video. If you need to pause right now and go get yourself a drink or a snack. I know some people said that they watch these on double speed, or they watch stuff like this while they're cleaning house, or maybe doing their own budget because it inspires them. And you guys, I do believe, I'm going to go ahead and take this out of the binder. This is the reason why I love using Happy Planner. And that's one of the reasons why I love my budget kits, because you can pick out whatever you want, and whatever you don't need, you don't have to worry about it. Because I love all of the budget binders that are out there and different things, but for me, I just find that being able to take the stuff out works so well. Okay, so now we're getting into the business binder. So the business binder is right here. It's the green binder. And if I would have been smart before we started filming, I would have put all of these in the right order. Apparently, I'm not that smart. So let's go ahead and jump in here. Okay, emergency save. I went ahead and funded my emergency save as well with money from my stepfather. So it has increased drastically, and it has increased by $10,000. So I've got 2 $5,000 placeholders there. So I had, before today, or before I transferred money, I had $1,101. Now I have $10,101. And this is important to me as well, to make sure that there's extra money in my business to be able to continue my business. And the next envelope is to make sure that I'm able to pay my bills. Now, I worked on this and putting extra money into this before I left the sheriff's office. So this one I just call SG307, like my paycheck. Extra bill money is what I'm calling this right here. There is no cash in the bank for this one. I don't know why I keep closing that. But like I said, I've been working on this one for quite some time. I was able to add an extra $5,000 to this, but I already had the other money in there. So we've got $5,000, $10,000, $10,000, $5, $6, $7, $800, $50, $70, $93. So $10,000. I'm going to look at these again because my brain is too full. 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't want to mess up my sheet. 893. Okay, so that is just bill money is what that is. And so I'd worked very hard on getting some extra. And actually I said I added an extra 5. I did not. I had this 8,000, so I put 2,000 extra in there. So I took quite a bit out of my last few paychecks from the sheriff's office to make sure this was okay. And then we've got taxes. Nothing special here. This is something that I do. So there is no extra money in here from my stepdad or anything. We've got 5, 6,000, 65, 66, 67, 68, 71. So 68, 71. And this will be going to the tax man. I'm actually going to take part of this and go ahead and pay quarterly taxes. And gotta love it. Gotta love the tax man, right? And then we've got supplies. And what do we have in supplies? This is another place where I did go ahead and pump a little bit of money into the supply budget. That's because I have a bigger project. I mentioned it to my members. I've got a bigger project that needs a little bit more capital to invest into it. I'm hopeful that I'll get the money back out of it, but it might take a while. So let's see what we've got in here. We've got nothing for cash. And we've got 5,000, 6, 7,000, 75, 76, 77, 50. So 7,750. The good thing about having this extra money in here as well is that, you know, starting this next month, the only money that I'm going to have to pay bills and stuff is going to be from my business. So we've got $50 cash in shipping, $200 in the bank. And I actually need to go buy a whole bunch of stamps from the bank. I normally spend $400 or $500 on stamps at the bank. And the reason why I go through so many stamps is every single month I do membership mailers. If you are a Georgette or a Fred Jr., you get at least one physical savings challenge mailed to you every single month. Sometimes there are bonus ones. That's why I say at least one. Okay, for helpers, I've got $300 in there. And that is for when I'm able to have somebody else do some stickering or maybe putting books together for me. Monthly expense, we have got $90 in monthly expense in cash. I haven't used any of this money or moved any of this money since I did my cash stuffing for my business. We've got Just Because, which is $40, and that one is Just Because. I can use that for business stuff or personal. YouTube sub, we have got $85. 85. We've got Pay It Forward. I've got $50 cash. And then there is savings challenge money, but I don't have any in this binder. There is a lot of savings challenge money. You guys are going to see that. There's also a lot of savings challenge money for Mr. Snow Gardener because we put extra away for a little bit, for a month, and then he wasn't able to stuff. So we're keeping it there until he has a chance to stuff when he gets home. So we've got 10,101 plus 10,893 plus 6,871 plus 7,750 plus 250 plus 300 plus 90 plus 40 plus 85 plus 50. Another large balance. Most of it, of course, in the bank. 36,430. Okay, I was like, why is there a binder total? Whew, I didn't mess it up. So speaking of my business, I have started a brand new YouTube channel. I have not put any content on it yet, but if you are interested in the business side of budgeting, this is where you want to go. You're going to want to go ahead and join. I'm hopeful to be producing content here shortly. And so we're going to be doing the business budget from now on that page. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to show you the nitty gritty. I'm going to show you how to figure out like a profit margin. And, you know, don't forget to not undervalue yourself. Sometimes you guys, creators, I see the price on their products and I know how much time it took to do that. And so often we undervalue ourselves. Okay, so now we're just going to count the May binder. And I have no idea what's in here, but obviously it's all cash. So we're going to use Mrs. Casio here. So we've got 51, 2, 3, and 4. $54 there. And we're just going to count it so we have an idea. There's $10 in that one. There is 20, 40, 50, 55, 60, 62 in that one. And of course, all of these are being saved for the emergency fund. And I'm going to continue doing challenges for the emergency fund until I get to at least $50,000. That's a lot of little baby challenges. $41, But you guys, that is realistically how most of us are able to get those emergency funds going, you know? It's not like you normally have $20,000 just land in your lap that you can add to it. We've got $44. So I don't want anybody to be discouraged by anything that you see on my channel. I hope that it's always encouraging to you guys. I show you this just to show you what's possible. I also try to be very transparent about where the money has come from, how it's worked, and, you know, that's just kind of what I do. Ooh, a whopping $1 in there. Ooh, we got $307 in the May binder. That's not too shabby. All right, let's scooch these over here. We're going to put this May binder here, though, because it doesn't stand up as good as the other one. So May binder, cash balance, and I knew that there was not going to be any bank balance, right? So 307 for that one. Then we've got the blue glitter binder, and this is the savings challenges, right? The ones that I was trying to go through earlier. So I actually updated my sheet and have got what we've got in this binder right here. So we've got the Life of a Creator. That is my newest savings challenge book. And I obviously do not have this organized, but let's take a look. We've got 20, 45, 55, 60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, $70 in the Life of a Creator. And this is going to fun stuff. I have created a fun fund. I want to, you know, continue to do fun things in my life. And so I think it's important to save for that as well. All right. So I'm not going to count these $300 because right here you said it, you see it says already in emergency fund. So all I'm going to count right here is the actual dollar bills. So we've got $83. I'm just keeping the $100 placeholders in there because I want to see how much we save for the book. And of course, that's The Life of a Duck Named What. And we've got Dicetropolis from my friend Drew. Let's see what we've got in here. And this last challenge, I just can't seem to do right. So sometimes, don't worry, I worry about myself as well. 10, 20, 5, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 35 in Dicetropolis. So you can see, not all of my binders have large amounts in them. Then we've got Shut the Box, but it right now doesn't have anything in it. We've got 2025. And this one we will add up. Okay, we will count what's in the bank. Okay, so let's see. So we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, $914 in the bank out of the $2,025 that we're trying to save. And then we have got $40, $50, $60, $62. So 914 plus 62, 976. And if I subtract that by 2025, we have 1,049. So we're just about on track. Well, actually, we are on track to finish it by the end of the year, but I would like to finish it even sooner. Okay, so that's the binder, but you notice I say savings challenges here. Well, your girl has a whole bunch of savings challenge money. Because I got a whole bunch out and I haven't done videos. So we're going to fast forward through this because there's a lot of cash to count. And I'm going to use my calculator to keep track of it. This is all money for this month's savings challenges. And you can see there's a lot of ones. That's all ones, you guys. All right, so let me start counting. So our total for savings challenge money is $1,134. And do I believe that we'll be able to do all these savings challenges before the end of the month? I don't know. But that's okay because there's nothing saying that it can't go towards the next month. And of course, I would say, what, 80% of this will be going to the emergency fund, which of course is our big goal. So $1,134, nothing in the bank there. All right, let's add up this binder here. So we've got 70 plus 83 plus 35 plus 976 and 1134. So $2,298. And then we've got our red binder. This one should be fairly easy. All we have in here is our bucks. So let's take a look. We've got A is for Australia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So $7 for Australia. And let's go ahead and put that. Ooh, do we have, is that A on top? Yep, A. I thought it was, but then I was like, oh, great. Then we've got D is for diving / vacation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So $14 there. So this is a little baby binder, right? And then we've got garden. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. $7 there. Set this one off to the side. Scooch the binders around. Like I said, I should have done these in order, but shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? So nothing in the bank. So 7 plus 14 plus 7 is $28. And then we've got our silver binder, which is also a smaller binder. So we've got Australia in here, and we've got travel in here. And so Australia, let's take a look. And all the Australia money is in the bank, except for the actual Australian dollars that we've got here, but I don't count those. And so for Australia, and you guys, we put small amounts in here for right now. This is not one of our main goals. Of course, we thought we were going to be able to go to Australia last year, but it didn't happen. And so it's kind of adjusted and moved its way down the priorities a little bit because of what's happening in life. And so we've got 25, 26, 27, 28, $2,980. So almost $3,000. So 2,980. Which by the time we go, I'm figuring honestly, you guys, this is going to be a once in a lifetime type trip. And I truly think it's going to be about $25,000. Then we've got travel. This is where I put money for the next upcoming vacation. So it's always hit or miss, right? Sometimes there's more in there, sometimes there's not. Well, I just had my girls' trip to Kentucky. So guess what? I pulled some money out of the travel. So we've got 50 there, 20, 40, 50, 55, 6, 7, 8, 9, 61, and 2, $62. So this one is never assigned to a particular trip. Besides, it's for travel. That could be travel across the state. That could be travel to Utah to see my family. It can be used for absolutely anything. Same with Mr. Snow Gardener, because that's where the dollar bills from D for diving or vacation go to. All right. Oops, that's not where that goes. We're going to put it right there. We're getting there, you guys. We're getting there. All right, let's see what this binder is here. We've got 7 plus 14 plus 7 plus 28. No. We have got 2980 plus 112. So 3,098 for that binder. Now let's do our page total. So we've got 36430 plus 307. Yay, 307. I love 307. Why do I love 307, you guys? 2298. 28. I need to put that dollar sign there. That helps somewhat. Plus 3098. So this page total is 42,161. All right, let me grab my binder back. Put this back into the binder. Much easier than trying to write against the coil or against the discs. So 42161. I'm going to go ahead and put this on this page. 42161. All right, so now we've got Mr. Snow Gardener, okay? And so we've got his black binder here. And Mr. Snow Gardener has been working his tail off. And if you watch his budget, you know he's been working his tail off because his checks have been bigger, which means that there's more money in here than there's been for quite some time. So for Vroom Vroom, he has got $200 in the bank and $202 in cash. So 200, 202, so 402. And this is basically spending money. I named his categories being goofy. And then we've got guy things and stuff. We've got $200 in the bank. And then we've got 20, 40, 60, 81, 110, 111. So 111. So $311. Like I said, that's the most he's had in these categories for a very long time, since before the storm happened. Okay, emergency save. Now, Mr. Snow Gardener does have month ahead. Oh, that was one thing I was going to put in here and I didn't do it. We're going to have to write it in because that is part of his emergency savings. You have to count it. It's in a sinking fund called month ahead. And so I need to look at what the balance is because I don't have, do I have an envelope for this? PTO. I thought about it, but I must have gotten sidetracked. So eventually I would like to have a month ahead. And so I'm getting into Capital One so that I can get that total and we can talk about that one. Because emergency save rate here, Mr. Snow Gardener has $1,206. So not a lot, right? As far as an emergency fund is considered. And he's got no cash. But he's been funding his month ahead instead of his emergency fund. And like I said, they are all emergency funds. It is just different names is what it is. All right, so emergency save. And I'm going to go ahead and jump down to this month ahead really quick. And so he's got no cash for month ahead, right? But in the bank, he's got $4,522. So see, a much better, right? Much better. So he's got a full month of bills, plus he's got a little bit more in emergency save. Okay, for holidays, I have no idea what he has for any of this stuff. So he's got 200 in the bank and 45. So 245. So 245. I wish I would have remembered that. I was revamping things, trying to keep better track of things, and I thought of it once, and then, of course, my brain went, nope. Okay, for gifts, he's got $400 in the bank and $50 in cash. So $450. And for giving, he's got $650 in giving. So $50 in cash, 600, so 650. Subscriptions, and he just paid all of his big subscriptions, so he's got a whopping $25 in cash there. He does not have another subscription due until next January, so all of his have been paid. So 25 in cash, nothing there. 25. Garbage, we've got $60 there in cash. And then we've got motorcycle insurance, which he has already paid for the year. It's not due again until June 1st of next year, actually. So he's got a $100 placeholder, and he's got $75. So $175. Oops, I almost tried to put that in the clothing envelope. Silly, silly me. And so in his clothes, he's got $5, $650, $690. And I talk about this on my other videos, but Mr. Snow Gardener does not buy that many clothes, but for work, he needs the FR clothes and they're super expensive. So it's not like he's out there buying new shoes and all of that type of stuff. Then PTO. Mr. Snow Gardener, this last paycheck, was able to make a large contribution to his PTO. So for anybody that doesn't know what PTO is, it's paid time off, right? Well, he funds his own PTO because he gets 1 week of vacation a year. We already spent that. And he's got another vacation this year. And he's got one coming up. He's got December and January. And that will be before he has any more paid time off. So we're saving for it. So 1,000, 2,000, 500, 5, 6, 50, 70, 74. So 2,574 in the bank. And so, yeah, he was just able to add a couple $1,000s to this from his, nope, 6. That's 6. I knew something didn't feel right. At least changing a 5 into a 6 is fairly easy. So he was able to do that with this last large paycheck. Before that, he wasn't putting in as much because he was doing his month ahead. All right, so his month ahead we talked about already. And so let's go ahead and add all of this up for Mr. Snow Gardener. See where he's at. I was going to put it on top, but I don't like that. 402 plus 311 plus 1206 plus 245 plus 450 plus 650, 25, 60, 175, 690, 2674. So 6,000, oh, plus 4522, $11,410. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, so now we've got Mr. Snow Gardener's savings challenges. So we have got money in the bank for his savings challenges, actually. So we didn't have as much cash here because he's got some bigger savings challenges. And we didn't want all of it just sitting here. And it's like, why not earn a little bit of interest off of that, right? So General Greenback, he's got 200 in the bank. Oh, goodness, I couldn't do those. So 200 in the bank. 50, 60, 71. So 271 for General Greenback. And then he's got my little turtle challenge here. And he has got, what, 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, $45 in that one. In cash. And then he's got this travel one that he's been working on for quite some time. So he's got $300 in the bank for that one. And 5 in cash. And then he's got Hogwarts. And for Hogwarts, he has $200 in the bank. And he's got 60, 71. So 271. And he's got this Christmas challenge right here. And he has got 20, 40, 60, 75, 85, 86, 87, 88. Nothing in the bank for that one. And he has got a mini challenge here, double-sided one that he is working on. And he's got $42 in that one. Okay, so I told you guys we had cash that Mr. Snow Gardener has not been able to do his savings challenges with. So we've got a bank bag of cash over here. I pulled it out of the safe, and it says Mr. Snow Gardener Savings Challenge money. So this is another big stack. Not as many ones in his, thank goodness. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward you guys through this one. I don't know how much is here, but we'll see together. Okay, so he has $845. And I am so hopeful he'll get to stuff some of this in his challenges because he loves doing challenges, but he's got to have time. So $845 in cash. And then, does he have anything else? No, we already counted because I was going to say he does have savings challenge money in the bank, but they're per that total for each one there. All right, so we've got 271. Oops, can't add. 271, 45, 305, 271, 88, 42, 845. So he's got 1,866. And then you guys, we've got Christmas binders. So I've got 2 Christmas binders that I've been working on for quite some time. We've got the future Christmas binder and we have got this binder. So we've got quite a bit of cash in these. We're going to look and see what we've got in here. We're going to count it all together and see. So we've got $12 in that first one. And for future Christmas, of course, I already paid for it, but I did take some money out of another long-term sinking fund. So I am going to put it back. So we've got 90, 95, 96, 97. And yeah, some of these are pretty big challenges, this binder here. So 20. We've got 20, 45, 46, 47. I almost missed that extra one there. We've got 10, 11, 12. Oh, I don't have that one folded in half. We have 53. Oh, throwing money, you guys. 20, 40, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 44. I started folding these ones in half because they're easier to grab out. 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. It does make the binder thicker, but I just think it's easier to grab them out. Now, I can't remember if I put that money in there or not. 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. You guys, I'm going to add it. If I added an extra $14, it is what it is. $14 is not going to make that big of a difference. 41, 2, and 3, and 4. So 44. Just trying very hard to keep my brain engaged where it needed to be. 51, 2, and 3. And the last one in this one, 20, 35, 37, 38, 39. Okay. So 466 in the future Christmas binder. And that's out of 1,500. So we're almost a third of the way there. So I'm going to put here on the side, just so that I know, future Christmas was 466. And then just Christmas. And this way, obviously up here for our total, we'll add this up here, but all right, let's see. Can we go through this one as fast? Oh, this is future Christmas too. I forgot. We're just going to add it because it's in this binder. So we're just going to add it into this one. So 38. And then let's see what we've got here. 15. We've got 33. And we've got 5. We've got 33. We've got 22. We've got 16. We've got 27. If I could put these back in there, we'd be doing good. We've got 7. We've got 6. We've got 10. We've got 6. And we've got 40. So 258 in this binder. And this is the Christmas binder, and I might use this for Christmas presents as well. But we'll see how big it gets up to, and then I'll just have to decide. So 258 plus 466, so 724. Not too shabby. All right, so now we need to add up this binder. Then we get to do the grand total. Then I'm going to take a break, let the dogs out, reset, and we'll do some savings challenges. So 11,410 plus 1866, 724. So $14,000. Is that right? That doesn't seem right. Maybe it is, but it just doesn't seem right. I feel like I did something wrong. Nope. $14,000 exactly. That's hilarious. All right, you guys. I don't know. Did we make 6 figures? Let's see. 47320, 42161, and 14,000. Yes, we did, you guys. Yes, we did. Oh my gosh. I have never seen a number that big ever. So 100,000, well, 103,481. Wow, you guys, of course, a big chunk of that is emergency save, like it should be. And of course, I told you guys for my business, for the emergency save, for those few things. But the rest of this has been stuff that we've been working on. You guys know this. I am so excited. $103,000. So just make sure, you guys, I always do give a little pep talk at the end here. I don't show you this to brag or to say, look at me, I'm so awesome. I show you this to let you know that 5 years ago, I had $1,000 in savings. I had almost $50,000 in credit card debt, plus a car loan, plus a land loan, plus student loans. And my husband had the mortgage. He had, truck and snow machine loans and just ridiculous. And so I don't sit here, 5 years later to brag. I sit here to try to encourage you guys, to show you that if you grind the grind, it does work. All right, you guys, let me reset, let the puppies out, and then we'll be back for some savings challenges. We are back for savings challenges. We're going to go ahead and start off with our Dicetropolis, which is Tetra. And apparently I've messed up every time. I thought I got it right this last time, but Drew had sent me a message or commented and said I got it wrong. I thought I did. It was one pair and it says 2 times the pair value. And so I had a pair of ones and the pair value to me is 2. So 2 times 2. Maybe I'm mistaken. I don't know. But let's see if we can get it right today. And I didn't even grab any dice, so I don't know how we're playing, but apparently we're playing without dice. So I like to use the Dicetropolis dice that I got from Drew with those. Let me get the dice tower here. Yeah, I just don't know what I was thinking. I didn't even grab the dice. We're going to need a few different dice. We're going to need heads or tails. And we need a D10. And let's see. A D10, wrong one, and a D12. I'm not even sure if we're going to need all those, but hey, we're grabbing them. And we still got other ones off back there, as you guys can see that I just put there. All right, so for Tetra, we roll 4 dice. And for these little ones, I find it easiest just to go ahead and do it right there on the top of the challenge. We're going to use these 4 today. So let's see what we get. All right, so we got a pair of 1s, okay? And let's roll again. And we got 6. Do we have a 2 pair? We do. The sum of all dice. Okay. I'm pretty sure that means I have to add them up. But I'm really starting to doubt myself. So we've got 1 and 1 and 6 and 6. So 12. So 14. Drew, did I do it right? Let me know. 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And I've got to grab out the Dicetropolis money because we are all done with this one now. Oh, goodness sakes. And we are going to go ahead and start the next Dicetropolis right now, you guys. But let's see how much money we are saving. And like Drew said, it really doesn't matter. You know, I'm saving money. And even if I can't follow the rules, that's all that matters. And that's just it. If you have a game or a challenge that you don't understand the rules for, just make some up. So we've got 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So $49. All right, I've got to get a sticky note and put it on there. And so we've got Tetra is what that one was called. And yeah, I really struggled for that one. Tetra. And we said 49, right? 30, 49. Yep, that's what they add up to. So I'm going to set that right there so we can add it. And then, you guys, we have got trips on the back here. So it says roll 3d6 dice. After each roll, write the number of dice that correspond to the magic number for that round in the box for that roll. For example, if you roll 2 1s in the first roll of round 1, you would write a 2 in the first box next to number 1. If all 3 dice roll the same number, but not the number for that round, it is a mini trips and scores 3 points for that roll. If all 3 dice roll the magic number for that roll, it is trips. It is a trips and scores 5 points for that roll. Add up all the points scored for each round and save up that amount. Okay, so this is the magic number, okay? After each roll, write the magic number of dice that correspond to the magic number for that round in the box for that roll. Okay, so I'm assuming this is roll number 1 down here. So those are the magic numbers. So we've got 3 dice. All right, you guys, we're going to try it. We're going to see how bad I mess it up. Editing Marlene here, you guys. And boy, did I mess this challenge up. After I got done filming and like the pressure was off, because I get pressure when I film, I realized that I had totally messed this up. And so if I understand correctly now, I believe the way that I should have done it is that I should have rolled for 1s first, right? And then there was roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You roll and then you add them all up, and then that's one round, right? Then you roll for number 2, then you roll for 3, 4, 5, 6. So, Drew, let me know if that's right. I'm going to leave all of this hot mess in now. Enjoy it. Just know that sometimes my brain doesn't work. All right, here we go. All right, so we've got a 4, 5, and a 6. So see, I'm a little confused. I know this surprises you guys. Because it says, if all 3 dice roll the same number, but not the number for that round, it is a mini trips and score 3 points for that roll. So this is the magic number over here, and this is roll number 1. Am I supposed to pick a magic number? Right, the number of dice that correspond to the magic number for that round and the box for that roll. Or magic number 1, I roll magic number 2. That's what we're going to do. We're going to start over. I don't know if this is right. We're rolling for ones, okay, you guys? Okay, we didn't get any. So we're just going to put a dash in there, okay? I don't know if this is the right way, you guys, but this is what we're doing. Okay, we were rolling for 2s. We didn't get any. Let's see if we can get some 3s. I got a 3. So I got 1, 3. I have a feeling this is not right, you guys. Rolling for 4s, nothing. Rolling for 5s, nothing. Rolling for 6s, nothing. Okay. Like I said, I don't know if that's right. Let's do another roll. Because see, it says roll 2. I don't know. This is what we're going to do. We were rolling for 1, so we got nothing. We're going to roll for 2s. We got nothing. Roll for 3s. We got nothing. We're not going to save any money. Rolling for 4s. We got nothing. Rolling for 5s, you guys. We got nothing. Rolling for 6s. We got nothing. All right. So we're going to table this one until Drew sends me a comment on this video and says, Marlene, this is actually how you're supposed to play it. But we are going to put the $1 in there for that. And then Drew will let me know. He'll be like shaking his head, screaming at the TV like I know he does. And we'll go from there. All right. So now we've got our 2025. And this is for our emergency fund. This is from my friend Nita. We need to grab our colored pencils in here. Get them in so we can color. We're going to go ahead and roll a D12. If you've never watched me do this before, the reason why I roll a D12 is I count all of these sections as one number. So if I roll a 10, it is this box right here. And I rolled a 5, so that's this one right here. And we're going to use this color right here. We're going to go ahead and do 25. And we're going to do it one more time. 25. So 20 and 5. Let's roll again. And we got a 6, so it's this one right here. We're going to go ahead and do a 20 because there's 2 20s in there. So we're going to put 45 in, and I've got to color the 20, but I'm going to go ahead and put these away first. Perfect. Put this money in here. Color a 20. We're going to do this color. No, we're going to do this yellow. And we're going to do this one right here. And that, of course, is emergency fund as well. All right, and then you guys, I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. We are, let me put this marker away, going to play Shut the Box. I promised you guys it would be back. It is back. I'm so, so excited. We're going to do dot markers like what we did in the past. So let me grab them out. I've got so much stuff all over the place. Binders in the way and such. Get this marker put away. And we need our dot markers. And so for round 1, round number 1, we are going to do, let's see, let's do green and purple. Okay, so what we roll is green. What we don't roll is purple. So purple is the savings amount. All right, I know most of you guys probably already know about Shut the Box, but I know how to play this one, so I feel a little bit better about myself. All of Drew's games, oh my goodness, they make my brain try to work. So obviously we're trying to add all of these up. This is Reinventing Renee, aka Budget Nerd Co. And you cannot use 3 numbers in her game. Now, if you play the actual board game Shut the Box, you can use 3 numbers, but not in Renee's, because she says so. So we're rolling a 6. And of course, if you haven't watched me do this before, I do make the bubbles bigger. We rolled a 6 again. Okay, I forgot to say no whammies, no whammies, big bucks, big bucks. I have decided this is going to go towards my car savings. 7 and 3 for 10. And if we shut the box, it's 25 bucks. And we got a 9. So we've got an 8, a 2, and a 4. And we got a 6, a 4, and a 2. All right, you guys, if we roll an 8, we're shutting the box and we're saving $25. A 7. So close. All right, so we've got $8. So 5, 6, 7, and 8. Have I told you guys how much I missed shut the box? I missed it. Oh, we got 12. So we're going to go ahead and do 9 and 3. And we've got 6. And we've got 5. Okay, no whammies, no whammies. Big bucks, big bucks. We got another 6. And we can do 4 and 2. We've got 8, 1, and 7 left. And we got a 7. So we've got 8 and 1. So if we roll a 9 right here, you guys, we shut the box. We rolled a 9. Woo-hoo! $25. We shut the box. Oh, I hadn't shut the box forever. Shut the box. $25. So 10, 20, and 5. All of this moolah right here going into shut the box. I'm so excited. Like I said, I've missed shut the box. And I know some of you guys have said you've missed it too. I just enjoy dice. I enjoy saving money, putting it towards things I need to put things towards. And like I said, this is going to go towards car. All right, so now the rest of the money, we're going to go ahead and put into our May flowers. But I did notice something when we were counting just a smidgen ago. I noticed that I did not have a challenge in number 10. So your girl needs to grab out a challenge for number 10. I happen to know I've got some challenges right here. And so we are going to go ahead and grab one of these challenges. We've got Champagne again. I love her challenges. I am a member of hers, so I get monthly challenges from her. I love this one. It says, up here, it says, note to self, don't forget you are amazing, brave, beautiful, confident, and strong. This is a $45 challenge. Let's put this all the way in the back. And you guys, what are we saving that one for? Number 10, what do we want to save for? Because before it was for my Roth IRA. We're not saving for my Roth IRA anymore. Because, I forgot to tell you, I've maxed it out for the year. So Roth IRA is maxed out for the year. Amazing. So, and number 9 is for, let's see, I'm trying to think. Let me grab out a permanent marker and we can write it on there. My brain, you know, we've been filming for so long, my brain isn't working anymore. Let's go ahead and save this one for, let's save this one for Bridger. That's right. I'm going to write it on the back. I won't remember. We're going to buy something for Bridger. I don't know what. I don't know what we're going to do with it. Maybe I'll take him on a date if he's ever home. Maybe I'll send him something cool. So because number 10 is a fun thing, I can only roll it once. And number 9, how many do we got left? 4. I can roll number 9 twice if I want to. So you guys got that? All right, so we need our D10 dice and heads or tails. Let's get started. We've got 6 and tails, and 6 and tails is done. So we're going to go ahead and do heads. And that is $6. So 6 buckaroos going in here. And we've got 10. Let's go ahead and save some money to do something fun for Bridger. And let's see where we're at. We've got 8 buckaroos going in there. So 5, 6, 7, and 8. Awesome. So number 10 is done. So if we roll number 10 again, we get to choose wherever we want to put the money. And just in case you didn't know, binders from Janelle Ray Budget, envelopes are from Janelle Ray Budget, and these little paper clips right here, they are metal. I've got those down below. So many people always ask me about them. I just put the link down below, and we've got number 9 as well. Okay, but we can roll this one more time. This is for garden. 5 more buckaroos for garden. And we can roll this one more time because I want to get through it. I want to have a new challenge there. And we've got 5 and tails. 5 and tails is a roll and save. And it is 3 buckaroos. And that's for Gemini. And I am a Gemini. 1, 2, and 3. This video is so long. 5 and tails again. Let's do this. We've got 6, 5, and 6. But hey, we got things to do. We've got money to save. Number 9, we can do it one more time. And so this means that we get to put, we're going to go ahead and grab a 10 and put it in there. And we're going to put this tree. We've got 2 more trees, so 1 more video, and we'll be done putting money in for garden. Of course, this was the sticklet from Liz and Les. This is her April sticklet. And I've got them all, of course, you guys, because why not? We've got 5 and heads. And Gemini, let's go ahead and scratch. So we've got 3 buckaroos. I'm hoping that we get to add some into emergency save besides the Tetra. So 1, 2, and 3. Get some of these envelopes finished out. We've got 3 and tails. So 3 and tails. Let's go ahead and scratch. This one's a double or a skip. We always double. And we got 3, so that's $6. And I'm going to write on here, because this is what we did, what we've been doing, so that I know how much this side of the challenge is. Because what I do is, if one side is done, we pull the money and we put it into the emergency fund. And we missed 3 and heads. Okay, 3 and heads. I think 3, if we roll some more 3s, you guys, if we roll a 9 or a 10, we need to finish out envelope number 3. Oh my goodness, bills are flying everywhere. And we've got 4 and tails. Go ahead and scratch one of those off. 4 buckaroos. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we've got 2 in heads. 2 in heads, that's 2 buckaroos. $2. 1 and 2. My dollars are being crazy over there. We've got 5 in heads. 5 in heads is Gemini. Let's scratch this one. $6. Awesome. 5 and 6. And we have got 1 in heads. And so we need a marker. Oh, this is the first one on top here. Let's go ahead and do this green right here. So we're going to color 2 of them, and they're $2 each. So this will be $4. So $4 for May. Oh, throwing markers everywhere, you guys. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we've got 5 in heads. 5 in heads is almost done too. And, ooh, $8. Wow, that was a good one. Let's go ahead and swap out a couple of these 2s, huh? These 2s. Let's kind of scratch out 2 of these 1s, I should say. Throw a 10 in there. Oh, we've got 8 in heads. 8 in heads. Wow, we haven't done very much of this. This is a no-spend challenge, but the way that I use these, obviously, has nothing to do with spending. So we save $2 for each one. And we've got 4 in tails. Scratch another one of these. $2. 2 buckaroos, so 1 and 2. And we've got 6 in tails. 6 and tails is done, so we'll do the front. Scratch another one of these. Ooh, $7. Wow. It's got some big numbers on there, doesn't it? 5, 6, and 7. But we need some big numbers so that we can go through some of this money. And we've got 8 in tails. That's a roll and save. And that is $5. $5 for that one. And we've got 2 in tails. And that is going to be $2. 1 and 2. And let's try not to forget to scratch stuff off. Let's try not to forget to put money where it needs to go. We're going to leave it. 5 and tails. 5 and tails. I didn't actually roll it. That's why I said we're going to leave it. All right, 5 and tails. Roll it. 6 buckaroos. 5 and 6. And we've got 5 in heads. Gemini is going to be done, you guys. We get to put some more money into emergency save. $2. So let's see. So 2 plus 3 equals 5. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so let's see. Let's grab our calculator here. And so we've got 2 plus 7 plus 5 plus 1 plus 5 plus 3 plus 6 plus 8 plus 4 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3. $47. Awesome. What do we have in here? Perfect. 45, 6. Do we have another dollar? We sure do. $47. Okay, so $47 for 5 in heads. So 5H, $47. Amazing. Yay! I love finishing challenges. And we've got 9. Now 9 we already had. So we're going to go ahead and finish 3 tails. And we've got $3. So 1, 2, and 3. And it looks like we've got $11 left. We've got 1. We're going to cheat, you guys. We're going to go ahead and scratch this one really quick. Look at that. What are the chances? So we're going to go ahead and take this 10. We're going to take these 2 ones. And you guys, we've got $3 left. I don't like pushing my luck that much. It's going to go to the catch-all, which happens to be Bridger this time. Number 10 is always the catch-all. So let's go back to 3. 3 is done on the front and the back. So 3 is completely done, you guys. Move this off to the side. Let's see, how much do we have in here? Look at that. We like seeing those bigger bills. So we've got 3 heads and tails. So 3 H and T. And we've got 20, 40, 50, 65, 75, 6, 7, 8, 9, $80. Wow. So we get to add those into the bank and move them to our emergency fund. And so today I just showed you guys what our total was. So we're not going to worry about adding it in. You guys just saw those totals. But we're going to put $176 towards emergency fund, getting us that much closer to that large goal that we have. We have obviously made our yearly goal now because, you know, of the extra money that I just put in. So let's go ahead and do a bill exchange and put some money here. Oh, good. I do have some 50s. I shouldn't need hundreds, but we might get lucky enough to need a 50, right? So, of course, for my bill exchanges, some people ask me, where does the money come from your bill exchanges? This is just the savings challenge money. So, obviously, I want all of those ones to come back, or most of them to come back. So, that's it for today, you guys. Thanks for joining me. Stick around for the bill exchange if you want to listen to my song. And until I see you guys next time, remember to keep on smiling. Bye, everybody.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, fuck everybody, just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience, one day at a time.